Hi, it's Ty. A couple of years ago, I moved away from my family in Idaho, and for the first time in my life, I had to ask myself, what do I want to do with my life? College was a new and exciting world for me, and it offered a lot of answers to that questions. But with it came a lot of change. I was living in a new state, living with new people. I had to make new friends and decide what I wanted to do. But perhaps the biggest change happened when I heard the gospel of Christ and became a Christian. See, I had grown up going to church a lot, and I had heard a lot about Jesus, but something really changed for me when I got here and I really sat and I thought about who Jesus really was. A man who truly lived 2,000 years ago. God who came to earth in the form of a man, lived a perfect life, died and rose again to call me to a new life. And what I realized is that I had been asking the wrong question. Instead, what I really should have been asking is, what does God want to do with my life? Now, many of you may know that I've spent the last several summers in college at a discipleship program with a student ministry. There, I was learning how to study the Bible deeply so that I could love God and His people better and teach others about how amazing He truly is. Unfortunately, I've only got one summer in college left. So where are we going this time? And how will it help me answer the question, what does God want to do with my life? Now, the answer isn't necessarily straightforward, but here's what I've learned so far. Matthew chapter 28, verses 19 through 20, contains some of the most important recorded words that Jesus ever spoke. It's called the Great Commission. It's the last words that Jesus spoke to his disciples during his ministry here on this earth. He said, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age." Here, Jesus gives a command to every single Christian who follows him. Go and make disciples. Specifically, Jesus said, make disciples of all nations. Because our God is not just a God of Oklahoma, or of Idaho, or of the United States of America, but he's the God of the entire world. So this summer, for the first time in my life, I have the opportunity to leave the US, and I will be visiting South America. I'll spend about a month there partnering with local churches to equip local believers in the Word so that they can share the gospel with the community, as well as helping with various children's ministries. For this trip, I will be required to support raise $5,350 to cover food, travel, lodging, and training expenses in preparation. This will provide me with everything that I need to be able to work with my team to minister effectively to the community that we'll be present in. If you might be interested in supporting me financially, I would love to share more details about my trip with you over the phone or by email. You can access my giving page in the link in the description. And even if you don't feel like giving, I would still love to share more details about the work that we're getting to do and keep you updated throughout the summer. I'm very excited for this last summer of college before God moves me into whatever season of life He has planned for me next. But I don't want to leave you guys out of it. I hope that you guys will join me one last time as I now get to see disciples raised up in a foreign context for the glory of God. Thank you.